Hey friends, welcome to our baking day. I'm so excited. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, and just for a recap, if you didn't watch yesterday's, we fed at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's now 10 o'clock the next morning, and here is where we are. So, ready or not, we're gonna bake with her. So, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if you can kind of see, it's domed from everything that I've read and looked at. So we're just gonna bake with it and see, because it's really not that serious. I have to kind of talk myself down because it's really not that big of a deal. Worst case scenario, it's a flop and we try it again. And I have a tendency to make things way more serious than they are, and this is not going to be one of them. So let me show you kind of how I've started out. I've researched a gazillion different recipes. I've watched tons of videos trying to get kind of the ideal first loaf recipe, and I know just very little about baking and coming up with recipes on my own. So that whole going with the feel thing, yeah, we're not there yet. So I kind of combined several different ones and saw kind of what was very similar, and we just stuck with that stuff. So I'm going to put this recipe that we're using in this video in the description box, and just to show you how I'm kind of trying to keep up with just a little bit of this stuff so I'll know what to do next time if we need to fix something. I put the recipe here, the directions are here, and I kind of changed those around because we don't have a Dutch oven, and they are like a good one, and as nice as and pretty as they are, I don't really want to invest in one right now at the very beginning, and I want to see how we can do it without one. So we're just going to use a cooking sheet that has a silicone liner. I'll show you that whenever we get to that part, but I've kind of fixed all of that stuff because the temperature varies depending on what it is that you're baking on or in. So we've done that. And then I put down here that we fed at 6 o'clock yesterday, what time we're baking today. And then I just put what degree it is outside versus inside. And just for reference, right now it is about 23 degrees outside, and it's about 69, 70-ish degrees in the house. So I just wanted to make a note of that because I do know that that stuff impacts how the whole baking process is gonna go. So again, we are starting with this little Dopey starter, and she is, or he, or Dopey, or whatever whatever gender Dopey is going to be, is completely whole wheat. So it started with whole wheat, been fed whole wheat the entire time. So we are going to make our first loaf whole wheat flour. So I have this stuff ready. I'm going to go ahead and just take the lid off. And what I did last night is, after we fed, I set it by the stove, and then before I went to bed, I stuck it in the microwave. So it wasn't actually like warm in there because the microwave hadn't been running, but it was a little more contained and smaller. So whether that made a difference or not, who knows? But here we are. She smells pretty. I think Dopey's gonna have to be a girl, because that's just who I am as a person, apparently. Okay, so she smells absolutely beautiful. This is what she is looking like. And we're going to mix in this bowl. We're gonna do all of our stuff here. I already have everything set out, but we're also going with weight. At some point, I may venture out and just do cups, because I know a lot of times that's easier if you don't have access to a scale, but this scale, I want to think I may have paid $8, $10 maybe for it. So they're not very expensive, but if you don't have one and don't know if you're going to stick with this stuff and don't know if you need one ever again, we're going to venture into cups and that stuff later. But for now, we're going to do this. I'm going to show you how she looks before I pour into the, I was trying to see if there was any sound, and there is, because she's got quite a bit of bubbles happening. So oh yeah, she's stringy and all kinds of beautiful. I think it's showtime. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull, let me pull you all down here so you can kind of see. Let me adjust just a tad, because I want the star of the show here. I want to be able to see everything that we're doing. So when you all decide to start, we can do this and you kind of have an idea as to what it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to look, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the recipe that we're using, we're measuring in grams, and we're going to use 160 grams of our starter. And based on the ratio that we fed last night, we should have enough starter to do this loaf, plus have about 40-ish left over. So let's tear out, let's make sure this bowl is on. It's kind of a small scale, so, and we have a very large bowl. Okay, so we're zeroed out, and now we're gonna go to 160. And what I'm trying to do is just set everything out. So I had everything ready, and I could just stay here and focus on what we're doing instead of running all over the kitchen like a crazy person, which is, you know, my usual. So we're doing 160. Just recapping for myself here. So we're on 40, 50, okay, it's looking like, let's see, we're at 70, 80, okay. We're inching up, guys, slowly, slowly, slowly. I start getting a little nervous when I start scraping the sides, because I don't want to run out of starter after all of the work that we've put in. So I want to make sure that I kind of overfeed whenever I'm baking, because I've seen that you can pretty much make a starter back from nothing, but I don't want to test that theory just yet. Maybe when I have some like reserve or something. I'm excited for all the different little experiments we can try, but I want to make sure we're in a good place before we start doing all that stuff. So we're 150. 154. So we just need 6 more grams. Let's see. Whoop. Okay. 159. 160. Perfect. Okay, so let me show you all here how much we have left. There's quite a bit, actually. There's still some kind of running down the side, and there's plenty on the spatula. So I'm going to scrape this down. So realistically, we should have like 40-ish, because we fed enough to start over. So yeah, we've got plenty, so not worried about that. So I'm going to set her over there, and here we have 160 grams of our starter. I'm going to add, let's see, tear that out. we're gonna add 290 grams of water. And this is just room temperature. It's actually a little cool, so this room temperature is kind of chilly, but let me show you here. This is what we have. And then, okay, tear it out, and we're gonna go to 290 grams of water. Okay, 291, we'll take that. Okay, so then let me sit this over here. Oh, sit this, and now we're going to, oh, should I mix this or should I add the salt? Okay, we're gonna mix first. Should we mix first? Okay, we're gonna mix. Let me take it off the scale, because we are figuring this out. Okay. And I'm using my little dough whisk. You could use a fork, a spoon, whatever, to just kind of mix this up and make sure there's no clumpies. And how this is supposed to look, I hope we're here, because we've got plenty of bubbles. I'm going with bubbles are a good thing here, guys. So it feels like it's mixed up pretty good, actually. Yeah. Okay, so here is what we're working with now. Just smooshing around the sides. Okay. So now, should we add the salt or should we add the flour? Okay, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and add the salt. What salt will do to our starter, I have absolutely no idea, but we're gonna go ahead and add the salt. Okay, let's tear that out. And we are needing 8 grams of salt. Maybe we shouldn't add the salt. Should we add the salt after it gets, I just wanted to make sure that it's incorporated in the dough. We'll do the flour first. Goodness gracious. Okay, we're figuring this out, guys. We're just figuring this out. But I put a little stack. Let me scoot this over here so y'all can see everything that I have. I put this little just paper towel so I can put my stuff on it as I'm using it. That way, I just love how bubbly this is. Okay, so let's break that off a little, and I'm going to add our flour, and we'll add our salt to the flour. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we are tired out, and now we're going to add 410 grams of whole wheat flour. And I'm using this small scoop, so it may take us a little while, but that's okay. I'm trying to keep this like real time here so we can see exactly how everything goes. $410. Let's see, what are we on? 255. It smells really good, so $402. Okay, so now we need 8 more grams. $14. Awesome. Okay. So now, let's close this up. Sit over here, and we need 8 grams of salt. So we teared that out, and we're gonna go ahead and add our salt. Okay, apparently this is gonna be quite big. Okay, there's 1, 3, 7, and I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon just to measure this out, but I just wanted to do the smallest one that I had. So we're on 8 grams. 9, okay. I don't know the equivalent of that. Just use a small scoop. Okay. Oh, okay. I want to show you all this. Now that we've got everything measured, I'm going to sit that over there out of the way. Do you see we're kind of bubbling up around the edges? Who'd have thunk I'd ever be this excited over bread? Okay, so we're going to mix this up. And try not to do that as much as I can, just because I want to try to keep most of my stuff in here, because we have worked on these ingredients and we're trying to hang on to them. And honestly, I'm not like a real big fan of whole wheat bread. I know I picked a fine time to realize that, but it's not that I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. The taste is just different. I like it on toast, but not like sandwiches so much. But maybe we're turning over a new leaf, who knows? Okay, so I am gonna just mix this up the best I can, and we're not gonna pull it out just yet and do any kneading. All the kneading is happening right here. So I want to try to incorporate as much of this flour and our ingredients, and it looks like we're picking up pretty much all of it, because I'm scraping around the bowl and trying to get this off the sides. Okay. So here is, let me get this off here and get it in the, we're kind of all mixed up, and you can see it's coming off of the hook pretty clean, actually, considering it's not been touched yet. So okay, so we are mixed, and I think I'm going to call that mixed. So there's not really much on there, but I'll try to get what little bit is off, just because. Okay, so we have our dough here, and we are going to, here's what we have. So it's actually, so it's pretty clean as far as the tackiness goes. And we're going to cover and let it rest for 30 minutes. So we'll be right back. Okay, so update, I scraped out 20 grams of starter, and this is what we have left in here. So I wouldn't even know how to estimate that exactly, but we did have 20, and I put it back into our Old Faithful, and I fed, my intentions were to feed 1 to 1, but I got excited and accidentally went over. So there's 20 grams of starter, 30 grams of water, and 30 grams of flour. So, and by excited, I just accidentally put too much. But anyway, so here is our starter, and we're gonna put her back over here, and I haven't uncovered our bread yet, and it's time for our first set of stretch and folds. So let's see, I want to make sure whether we're doing this right. I don't know if there's an actual technique, but we're gonna get it eventually. But either way, okay, so here we go, unveiling. This is so exciting to me. Okay. I little more. But here we are. And oh, it smells very I don't really know. I was expecting a little more puff. But either way, here we are. We're going to attempt to do stretch and folds. And from everything that I have read, what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of make a 12, 3, 6, and 9 and pull up, stretch, lay down over itself, and do that. Turn the bowl, do all the way around, and that's going to be one set. And we're going to do that every 30 minutes for the next 2 hours. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to wet my hand a little because it says that makes it a little easier. This dough is it feels like cookie dough, actually. So you can see here, I don't know exactly how I'm going to stretch this. But here we are. Okay, so there's one stretch. We're going to do over here and fold it down. Over here, fold it down. And over here and fold it down. Okay, and just one more for good measure because I'm not sure how good I got that side. But one little set of our stretch and folds. Here we are. We're going to cover it back up and be back in 30. So we're back for our second set of stretch and folds. We'll see how this one looks. Okay, we're still at the same. So I'm gonna wet my hands. Again, 12, 3, 6, and 9. We're going to just do the same thing. Pull up, do a little shaky shaky, tuck over on itself. Turn, pull up. We're getting a little stretchier, so we're gonna stretch and pat on itself. Go back over here. And it's very, very thick, if you can tell from, there we go. And then we're going to do this one. Stretch, 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 and fold. Okay, so I don't know. We have a very thick dough, and I'm gonna do just that little extra. So here is what we're looking like. And this is our second one. So be back in 30. Covering back up. So we shall see. Third set of stretch and folds. And we're still looking the same. So I'm gonna wet our hand. We're going to, oh, we're sticking to the bottom a little. Okay. We're gonna pull, do a little wiggle wiggle. Fold, turn about a quarter, do a little stretch, and fold. Okay, turn. I am very excited to see how this turns out, guys. Okay, so this is our last, and it's, whoop, we're doing a little tear. I don't think that's a good thing. So I'm gonna do a little bit more and just fold it down on itself. Okay, so that is our third set. So this is what it's leaving as far as tackiness goes. So I don't know, I'm happy with it so far. We'll see. We'll cover and we'll come back for our last set. So this is our last set of stretch and folds. So let me make sure you all are seeing all of this, because I'm sure it's gonna be the same. But we don't care because we're going to bake it anyway. So I just wet my hand and we're going to, I'm trying to just get what's okay. We're going to do a little stretch, do a little wiggle, and fold. do a little stretch. After that first one, it comes up really easy. Wiggle and smush. Okay. So then we're going to stretch, stretch, stretch. And smush. And one more time. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And fold. Okay. Now, this time we are going to fold. Good night. We're going to cover and leave covered for 3 hours. So, if there's going to be a big major event happen in 3 hours, you all will see it here first, because this is an experience. So, thank y'all for being here. See you in 3 hours. So here we are after 3 hours. Let's see how she looks. So at least she's consistent. So that's a plus. We'll take that. So here is what we're looking like. Now it is time to put her out on the counter. So we're gonna see. Once we get this shaped, I have what's called a banneton. It came in the kit. If you don't have this, just use a bowl and put a little tea towel on it. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour here, and then we're just going to shape our dough and put her in here, seam side up. So nothing fancy is happening here. If you don't have this, not a big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of flour in there. Just nothing fancy. Okay, just so, I don't know, just because everybody else done it. So that's why we're doing that. Okay, and then I have a tea towel that I just use to cover bread close by, because once we put it in this, we'll be covering it and letting it rise for another hour. So let's get it out of this and see how it goes. I don't think it's going to be one of those pretty pours. It's just going to be, let's get it on the counter. So actually I need to put flour on first. See, I'm so excited, I just like completely forget what's happening. Okay, here we go. Not sure how big I'm expecting this to be, but here we go. Okay, I can feel it like kind of shaking, but we're gonna see. Oh, it's very snug, so we're not falling, just so. But it's okay. Okay, so we have a little left here. I'm gonna go ahead and just scoop that up. And now here comes the fun part. We're going to knead this and shape it. So I don't want to leave any in there if I can help it. We're probably gonna need more flour because she is a sticky little thing. Okay. We're just going at it and we'll see how it happens, how it plays out. We're not worrying about it. We'll work on perfecting our our technique later. Right now, I don't know. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's bad. I have absolutely no idea. But, okay. We're going to, it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to look. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm over kneading it. You can tell this is just a, we're just having a good time. Okay. So I'm going to, okay, this is the last time. We're gonna flour, and then I'm gonna shape. Okay, push, pull, push, pull, and I'm not actually turning the dough apparently. But it looks, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to look. It's either gonna be amazing and edible. I'm not even worried about looks at this point. I'm worried about the taste. So, okay. And then I kind of just want to go with that. I think we will. She looks pretty to me. So she's floured, and I'm going to just scoop her up. She's got flour on her, and we're just gonna pop it in here. This is what we're doing. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. And then I'm going to take the tea towel, cover her for an hour, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so quick change of plans. I don't know if you can see me. Okay, quick change of plans. It's not actually a Dutch oven, it's like a ceramic ware thing, and I checked the temperature on it, and it is safe up to 500 degrees. So we have preheated it in the oven. Let me show you what it looks like. Here it is, and it has a lid. So what we are going to do is use this to make our first loaf in. Now, how this is gonna look, I have no idea. I'm actually expecting like a hockey puck. So here's what it looks like in the Banneton. So we're going to just puff it out, and it's very, very dense. So here is how she looks. You can see here, and we fixed up this. You can just, it came with the kit. You can just use a very sharp knife. And I want to try to move this over to the center a little. And I don't know any fancy things, scores. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry because I want to get this in the oven so it can be doing its thing. So what I'm gonna do is just go around kind of deep. I'll show you on here how deep I'm going. I'm gonna go on this side just like this, and I'm gonna turn and do the same thing on the other side. So the depth that I done it was just up to this line, the actual tool through the razor blade. So I don't know, we're gonna see. But we are going to, let me scoot this over, and oh my gosh, this is hot. So definitely make sure that you are super careful. Okay, so we're going to plop her right in the center somehow. Okay, and she's fell down in there. So she is mushy. Let me see. There's absolutely no way I can lift this, but you can see her in here. I'm going to put the lid back on for 30 minutes. The oven is preheated at 450 degrees. We're gonna put the lid on for 30 minutes, then check it, but the plan is to then take it off for 10-ish minutes and see how that does. So I'm gonna stick the lid on. Oh, got choked, sorry. I'm gonna stick the lid on and stick it back in the oven. So I will see you in about 30 minutes. Okay, so that is how we're looking right now. I'm gonna stick it back in for about 10 more minutes. Okay, so our timer has went off. We have done, oh, let's pull this out. Oh, I feel like we're burning. We did 30 minutes with the lid on, and then 15 with it off. So here's what we have. I'm going to pull this out, and I actually washed my dish drainer so I can use that for a cooling rack. So that's what we're gonna do until we actually get one. So let me pull this over here, and I'm gonna put this kind of right here. I don't know if y'all can see, because we're going to let this cool completely. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the parchment. Ah, no I'm not, because it's gonna rip. Okay, we're gonna attempt to use the parchment to get it out. And I don't have a thermometer either. So we're just going on hopes and dreams right now. So this is what the bottom looks like. It smells really good, but I don't really know what it's supposed to smell like. But I want to get the parchment away. Okay. And it's very heavy, so I don't know. That's, can you hear that? And we could have probably done a little better with our whole shaping situation, but as far as rise, we don't really have any. She's a little flat, but that's okay. We're just gonna see, and this is our jumping off place. So I'm going to let it sit on our makeshift cooling rack for probably a couple of hours, and make sure it is completely cool. It looks cute anyway. So we're going to let it completely cool, and then I'll come back and we'll do a cut and we'll see. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited. Okay, so it has cooled for, oh, it's so thick. Okay. It's cooled for a while, and it feels like it weighs about 50 pounds.
It weighs 50 pounds?
Yeah. So.
It's hard as a rock.
It's very hard. Okay. So I'm gonna cut it.
We're gonna cut it to it.
I love
Let's go.
these little background vocals. Okay, so let's see.
1, 2, 3.
Shh. I'm gonna try to listen. Shh.
It's hard to cut it.
If I had a better knife, maybe.
This is legit.
Okay. I don't think I got it completely. Let's see. Here we go.
It's beautiful. It also looks like a side.
Oh. Oh, it's very, very hard and like dense. But I was actually expecting worse. Oh, it's gummy.
I'm gonna eat all of it.
Yeah, we've got some gummy, and it's still a little warm. I don't know how this light's showing because it's very dark outside, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it tastes like, maybe. At least we have one little hole. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll try it out. First loaf. It's definitely gummy, so I don't know. But one down, a gazillion to go. Thank y'all so much for being here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.